The button has been pushed. Okay, fantastic. Welcome everybody to Significant Figures. My name is Tom and happy Science Week. We are having a good time in Science Week. We are doing Significant Figures in Wollongong today, and I can tell you I'm very excited about it. I'm going to introduce our significant figures in a moment, but I want to tell you a very quick story first. That story is about my 7-year-old daughter. Her name is Charlotte, and the other day she was playing with her ushies, little things from Woolworths that we used to get. We still got thousands of those. She plays with them. She lines them up in a class, and she teaches them as a teacher. She's very good at this game, right? So the other day she was playing with her ushies, lining them up, and I caught her saying the following thing to her ushies, which was very important to her. So before her class started, she says, "Okay, guys, before we start, I think it's important that we acknowledge the traditional owners on the land where we are." And I lost it because I think that's exceptionally cute, but also really important. So she recognizes that her ushies are doing learning in a place where learning has happened for tens of thousands of years. So for us, that's on Wongal land, and for you, that's whatever land you're on, but it's the same thing. We are doing learning now in a place where learning has happened for tens of thousands of years. It's important to my daughter, it's important to me. So let's get on to the learning. We're going to do a whole bunch of games to find out who our mystery scientist is and learn a bit about what they do. In the process of that, you all can ask some questions. So if you're on YouTube, you can start typing in some questions and we can display those questions and start asking them and interacting. That would be great. The more interaction, the better. And you get a chance to win some free stuff, like this t-shirt. If you put in a response to a form that I'll send you out very soon, you can win a t-shirt like this, or a hat, right? Or a tote bag and some stickers. We've got a whole bunch of stuff for you if you start interacting with us. So that's great. That's fun. Go to YouTube, start commenting. You can also watch this on Facebook, but YouTube is where you can start making some comments. All right, I was about to say, are there any questions? But let's skip that. We'll go straight to introducing our magnificent significant figures. I'll hand over to you, Joe. Go for it.
Oh, I knew I was going to be first. Hi. My name's Joanna House. I am a science communicator. In a past life, I was an analytical chemist, and I currently work at Science Space in Wollongong as a content creator, and I also have a podcast that I'm in. I play Meredith Meadowlark on Dungeons and Doctorates. It's pretty awesome.
Quill, please introduce thyself.
Hi, my name is Quill. I am the education manager at Physics Education, which is a science outreach company. We do events, birthday parties, stuff in schools, all over the place, all different kinds of fun things. In a past life, I was actually a biophysicist in Wollongong, but now I like to blow stuff up and get really, really slimy. So lots of fun to do that.
And lastly, Stuart, introduce yourself, please.
Good evening, and lucky last. My name is Stuart Creel. I'm on Dole land, home of the Waddy Waddy people, and it's also home to Science Space. I'm lucky enough to be the Science Space director, and I get to work with Joe, try and point over there somewhere, and somehow I fell into Science Spaces or Science Centres, and I've been doing it for 32 years now.
And these are our significant figures. This is so wonderful to work with you people and have you as the panelists to interview our mystery guest. And we'll get to that right now. We're going to play a game called 22/7. And this is indeed a maths joke. So we're going to ask 22 questions in 7 minutes, approximately. And I'll count the number of questions and I will time 7 minutes. So when we get to 22 questions or 7 minutes, or the answer to who this mystery scientist is, we will then bring the mystery scientist in and we'll all celebrate and we'll have a great time learning about what they do. So we're going to start. I'm going to start the timer. Joe, you're going to go first. We'll go around in a circle and we'll start asking questions. Your time starts now.
Okay. Do you study living things?
That's a hand on head, then no, but also a bit yes, sort of.
Okay. Okay.
Sort of.
Hmm.
Can I
No,
Can
no
I-
ish.
Oh.
Go.
can I eat what you research or study?
Can I lick it?
No.
I'm just thinking about the sort of question mark on the living thing. Do you study something that was living once and is now dead?
No.
Okay.
That's
okay.
a no.
Okay. Do you mix things together to make something new?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, I do.
Mhm.
Is what that is.
Can we see what you work on without using any extra things like a microscope or anything like that?
Yes, you can.
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
And you can, and at any time, if you are lost, you can pass. If you need to pass, you can pass. But yeah, go for it.
Is it something to do that is within us, that is part of us, or could be part of us?
That's a yes.
Ooh. Okay. Is this to do with some kind of joint replacement, maybe, or something like that?
No.
Okay.
That was a quick no.
Something that's inside of us. Okay. Or could
Do
be.
you study?
Or could be.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's not right. No, we did have something that mixed things together to make new things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And it's something that's inside. Do you create? Do the things you create get hard once they're mixed together?
No.
Oh.
That either means that means something else. They could get soft when you mix them together. I don't know.
I'm not sure where I'm going with that.
Is it something to do with health, human health?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So it's not alive now.
4 minutes to go.
It wasn't alive before, so it's not something like things being implanted for like heart stents and that kind of thing. Or it's not bone because it's not hard. Or maybe it is. It could be inside people, but might not be. Is what you work with a fluid?
No, that's a no.
Okay.
No fluids. That's 10 questions down, and we have 3.5 minutes.
And I said it wasn't something you could eat. That's a shame. Because
I really like to eat stuff.
I was going
Can
down
you
a
lick
nutrition.
the science?
I was going down a nutrition kind of angle, actually.
Can you drink it?
Oh, can you drink it?
Oh, there you go. There's a question. Yes, you can. Sorry, that's one for me.
Ooh.
But yes, you can drink it.
And you can see it without help. Okay. So it's not like nano stuff, right?
Okay, Stuart, your turn.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to pass on this one for a second.
That's okay. Go, Quill.
Is the thing that you can drink that's for your health fermented?
Ooh.
No, it's not fermented. But I like where you were going with it.
It's not alive. It's for health.
Let's go to Joe.
Oh, man. Is it
Tough, isn't it?
something that is implanted or is it, no, not or. Is it something that's implanted?
That's a this. We're going to go with sort of.
Okay.
Ooh. Is it? Sorry, Quill. No,
you go.
I was just thinking, is it something to do? Is it something that could be implanted in the brain?
We're thinking. We're still. Okay. That's this one. We got that one.
Okay.
Oh.
Is
That
it
was-
something?
Go.
Is it something to do with viruses, vaccines, that kind of thing? But that's not
No.
able to be seen. Yeah, no,
That's
never mind.
not that. 1.5 minutes. We have 7 questions to go.
Is your work done at the university?
Yes, it is. 5 questions, 6 questions to go. 1 minute to go.
Would you call yourself an engineer?
No, no.
Definitely not. Okay, so not like biomedical kind of stuff. Okay,
Emphatic
gotcha.
no.
Can we still be friends, mystery scientist?
Ah,
That wasn't a
ah,
question. That wasn't a
Ah.
question.
have-
No, I didn't count that. The answer's yes.
Okay, good, excellent, good.
After the thing's drunk and the brain's there and its health, do you then image what's happening on something?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do. You have
Okay.
3 questions and 20 seconds.
Oh,
Is it electrical imagery of some sort? Pulses?
Yes. 10 seconds.
is
2
it
questions.
radioactive?
Is it radioactive? Yes, it's radioactive. Last question.
Do you do radioactive, radiometric imaging, that kind of thing? I don't know what to call it.
It was yes until you said imaging.
Ah,
So let's have a bit of a
Yep.
stab. Let's have a stab at
Okay.
what we've got here, and then we'll introduce our mystery scientist. Anyone?
Do you create the Incredible Hulk by some sort of thing?
do you work for the Avengers? No.
All right. Let me
Yeah.
let me bring our mystery scientist into the studio. We are meeting Susanna Guatelli. Hi.
Yay!
Oh, hi, Susanna.
Hello.
How
Hi.
are you?
Fine. Fine.
On a
Your
scale of 1 to
questions
10.
were very hard.
Sorry.
Your
The close-
questions were very, very hard.
I'm sorry, not sorry. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I didn't pay enough attention during your last lecture then.
Yeah, you see.
You've got some fodder though for your next lecture when you can start using some of those. You can drink it, but you kind of can't drink it.
But you
We
should.
can drink, we can eat radioactive sources. I wouldn't recommend it.
But it is possible.
So
But it's
how about
possible,
you?
but please don't do it.
Okay, cool.
How about
to
you
know.
give us a quick intro into your work to set the story straight?
Yeah.
Susanna, go for it.
So I'm a nuclear physicist. I studied in Genova, in Italy, and then I've done my PhD at CERN. And interestingly, I did the radiation protection of astronauts. And then my career started. And basically, my career is to study and try to solve problems in medical physics. So from the improvement of radiotherapy treatments down to radiation protection in Earth labs, and in aviation and also in space. So this is my research.
That is so cool. That's definitely not what I was thinking.
I've realised what question we should have asked, which was
Yeah.
which coffee shop do you get your coffees from?
See,
Yes,
That narrows it down.
it really does. Which department do you work at? Yeah.
So actually, I work in the faculty of engineering at the University of Wollongong in EIS, but actually I'm a physicist.
I mean,
Yeah.
no, I'll pay
Yeah.
that. They're very different.
Yes, and also your question if I study something visible, really, That made me think, because yes, you can touch nature. I mean, you study something you can see. But thank you for your questions. Answer.
Okay, so let's get, and unless there are no more questions, we might get into our second round, if that's okay. And this will probably generate some more questions, I hope. So here we go. How about we go into round 2, which is the jargon game. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read out some jargon terms from Susanna's field. And you three, our significant figures, have to figure out what that means. Now, we have about 10 of them. We probably won't get through all of them. I'm just going to pick the best ones because I think they're hilarious. Some of these are very cool, but you have to figure out what they mean. If you know what they mean, sure, tell us. But if you don't, we'll then refer back to Susanna, who will tell us exactly what they are. So the first one is ALARA. It is an acronym, ALARA, ALARA. What does that mean?
It's an acronym. ARA. Something, okay, so it's nuclear physics. So it legitimately could be anything because you guys like making up words. So this is coming from a chemist, by the way. Like,
I feel like I know this.
We make things up, do we, chemistry?
I know. Yeah, I know. People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, but I'm gonna. Alara. What I want to go for is like automatic something. Automatic. Just, for some reason, my brain is like automatic.
I remember Susanna telling during part of her lecture about the capsules and how they're trying to protect the astronauts from radiation. So is it something to do with a capsule?
Aeronautic?
Actually, it's something to do with the radiation protection. ALARA. Okay. And it's not Italian, okay? An acronym.
That is helpful.
How about you tell us what ALARA is?
Yeah.
Susanna?
So ALARA means as low as reasonable achievable, and it's a concept very important in radiation protection, that we have to be exposed to radiation only if there is a clear benefit, and we do not have to be exposed to radiation if it's not necessary.
Awesome.
Wow.
ALARA, as low as reasonably. What was the last one? As low as reasonably achievable.
I just love that. I want to use the word ALARA in like just about every aspect.
Yeah.
So your homeschooling efforts.
Yeah. I will apply ALARA to the amount of chocolate that I eat, as low as reasonably achievable.
Yeah, achievable. That's good.
Yeah. All right. Next one, LINAC. LINAC.
No, I know this one.
You might know what this is.
Oh.
I've done like training courses at ANSTO. I feel like, and I'm pretty sure I heard it there.
Yeah.
These all sound familiar, but like the letters, I'm like,
LINAC.
It sounds like a cheap copy of Linux.
Yeah, right?
No, you're out. Come back.
I'll break it down. It's two parts. It's LINAC.
Linear accelerator.
Yes.
Excellent. You got it, Joe.
Oh,
nice.
Yes. I knew I'd heard it somewhere before.
All right, linear accelerator. You would find plenty of those at ANSTO, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, and in any oncology department, let's say, because it's the machines that produce the X-ray beams for radiotherapy.
All right, here we go. Next one. I like this one. Plastic water. This is not an acronym, right? This is a jargon term. What does plastic water mean?
Is it that water that comes in those plasticky things that you can drink, but it's like a polymer that you can eat the whole thing? Does that mean?
Oh, you can make those.
Yeah. No? Damn. They're cool.
You can make them. Yes.
Is it something to do with like temperature of the water? So heating up, cooling down?
No.
Is it something to do with protecting from radiation?
No, not this time.
something to do with the like molecular structure of the water? Because I know you can get heavy water or that kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. It's a composite. Plastic water is a composite that is
Is
similar
water and
to
plastic?
Similar to water? Or
Yes.
similar to it's water that's similar to plastic?
No, it's a a composite. Okay, can I say no?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Yes, sorry. So it's a material. It's a material that resembles the characteristics of water. And usually in quality assurance in radiotherapy, we build the phantoms. We call them boxes of this plastic water that are similar to water. Then water is similar to human beings, and we do measurements of quality assurance with these boxes, and we irradiate them with the LINEC, with the linear accelerators that we use in hospitals.
That's so
For
cool. So they're kind of
radiotherapy
like
treatment.
ballistics dummies and that kind of thing, almost.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are boxes, 30 centimeter size. Usually.
Yeah.
They are not very fancy, but they are made of plastic water.
Yeah, right. That's awesome.
Yes.
So are they sort of like the Orbeez that little kids use, that kind of thing? Like a water bead sort of thing?
It's a box. It's a transparent color box.
Yeah.
But its characteristics are very similar to water in terms of density and other properties.
Yeah, right.
Ooh.
That's very cool.
Excellent.
Plastic water.
All right, we're going to go on to our next one.
Yes.
Again, this is lovely. This one is WIMP. This is an acronym, WIMP.
Could you use it in a sentence, Tom?
Susanna, how about you use it in a sentence?
A WIMP is an hypothetical particle.
A hypothetical
Particle.
I think I may have come across this. I was doing some research for our the cosmic rays, Stuart, our exhibit with the
okay.
the alpha, the background radiation particles, alpha beta stuff. We've got a cosmic ray detector, and I'm pretty sure I came across this acronym.
You have the moon detectors, I think, the science space.
Yeah.
No? I spent some time there.
Yeah.
So do we know what the WIMP is in physics?
WIMP.
Does the P particle?
P is yes, P is particle.
It's the W wave.
WIMP.
The W is not
Wave
Wobble?
Is impulsive?
Trying to think
I
of
think we're
W
just,
words.
I think we're just
Nah.
guessing now.
Yeah, we're totally just guessing.
Walrus.
Yes.
It's a walrus particle.
What is WIMP, Susanna?
So it's a weakly interacting massive particles, are hypothetical particles that are candidates to make up a dark matter.
So they are WIMPs.
Yeah, they're a little bit
They're
WIMPs.
A little bit.
The other one I like, which we'll skip, is MACHO, which is massive
Yes.
compact halo object. So it's another kind of particle that's big and around the sun, sort of.
Yeah.
You just keep adding letters until it comes up with a name that makes
Yeah,
sense.
exactly.
Like it's a
Physicists
weekly
have way
interaction.
too much fun
making
up names, right? It's
Nachos.
crazy. It's so good.
All right, here we go. Here's another one. REM.
What was that?
REM.
It's nothing to do with sleep, I'm guessing.
It's what you get in between testing and
Yeah.
research.
Yeah.
Resonance? Electromagnetism? I'm just throwing out physics words.
STEMpunk.
I dig it, Quill. You could.
Is this something to do with the capsule? I'm sure one of them's going to have to.
Yeah, these could
Just keep at it. Keep at it.
The
You get it.
space capsule.
yes, because again, it's important for radiation protection. Again, yeah.
Radiation. Is the first word something to do with radiation?
Is it
no?
radiation?
No,
Okay.
but with the person that was
Regular?
Is it
No.
random?
Stuart?
Random?
He said, no,
Random.
random. He said random.
Random. No.
Good
no,
guess.
no.
How about you
Good
tell
guess.
us, Susanna, what is REM?
So it's a the Rottingen equivalent man. So sorry, my accent. Rottingen equivalent man, and it's a unit of measurements used in radiation protection to quantify the effects, of radiation in the human body.
Nice.
Awesome.
Okay, here's a bunch of them, and hopefully you'll get some of these. I'll do 3 more. Here's a bunch of words all at once, and these are all jargon terms. Echidna, wombat, koala, dingo, emu. What are they?
I know. Oh my
I
goodness.
bet you do.
Yes, they're all particle accelerators and measurements and stations at ENSTO.
Correct. They are.
Yeah.
Yes. They are the neutron scattering instruments of ENSTO.
Yes, nice.
I have a good friend who works on Wombat. And if she's watching, she'll be very excited.
I love the fact that they've given them names of Australian animals that have nothing to do with those animals and aren't acronyms. I thought they were all acronyms for stuff.
No, so did I.
Yes, we have. Siggy has said instruments and answer. Absolutely. They just
Great,
decided to give them those
Siggy.
names. That's really cool. There you go. Okay, so there's 2 more. Here we go. This one's nice. JUICE. JUICE. JUICE is an acronym. Not
This is going to
jargon,
be
but an
another
acronym.
physics backronym, right? Like they came up with something and then tried to fit it into.
I'm going to give you the point for that. Yes, it is a backronym, but what is it?
Yes! Arbitrary points. I love it.
Have a guess.
I feel like if we get the J is a weird word to have in an acronym, right?
Yeah.
Jelly.
Weird letter.
JU is even more weird.
Right?
What would it be? JU. What's that? Where would you find the combination of J and U?
My brain has gone so blank. For some reason, I keep thinking ginormous doesn't start with J. I have a PhD.
All right.
Oh,
I
no.
don't think we're going to get this one. I just think this is an absolute stretch of an acronym. Susanna, do you want to tell us what JUICE means?
It's the Jupiter Icy Moon Explorer, and it's a mission of the European Space Agency planned for 2022 that we should go to Jupiter and also do studies about its icy moons.
Awesome.
Oh,
There you go.
fantastic.
JU for Jupiter, IC for icy, moons, explorer. It's so good. JUICE. I think the day that they came up with that acronym, they're like, all right, everyone have the rest of the day off.
Yeah,
We're
high
done. Okay, and
It's a cool name.
last one. Here we go. This is one of my favorite words in the English language is Bremsstrahlung. Well, it's not even English language. Bremsstrahlung. What does that mean?
Is it a unit of measurement?
No,
Is it a safety precaution?
no,
Is it a type of radiation?
yes.
Ooh.
I don't know what kind
Awesome.
of type of radiation, but
Bremsstrahlung. Bremsstrahlung.
It's a German word.
I love German words because they're often so precise. So it will be like the atom that goes here after the
Yeah.
size or something like that.
yeah, 100%.
Oh, someone in the chat knows it. I'm going to bring in someone in the chat very soon. It
Ooh.
is.
Yes.
Yes,
Breaking radiation.
Great,
Nice.
Siggy. Breaking radiation. So it's electromagnetic radiation that is produced when we have for example, a charged particle, like for example an electron, that slows down or changes direction, and this generates this electromagnetic radiation. So it's called Bremsstrahlung.
Ah, wow.
There you go. Bremsstrahlung.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thing that produces X-rays. Yes. All right, cool. That is That is the jargon game. And we're going to move on to our third game now, which is two truths and a lie. All right, I'll read out 3 statements and our significant figures will try and figure out which one is the truth or which 2 are the truth and which one is the lie. And then after that, I pretty much guarantee there will be some questions.
Some questions.
Here we go. So, statement number 1. I sang an Italian song in the final ceremony of a short course where I lectured at the National University of Mongolia. Statement number 2. I have been stuck at Mont Saint-Michel in France and I found a place to sleep in the toilet of the local youth hostel. Statement number 3. I understood I wanted to study physics when I had an epiphany while watching a solar eclipse. There you go.
Ooh.
Which one is the lie? You can ask questions, but you might get some vague answers.
Okay. What song was it that you sang in Mongolia?
Please don't ask me to sing it again.
No, I just want to know. Like, can
Bella
you give the
ciao.
title?
Yeah.
Bella
Okay.
ciao.
Nice. Okay.
What does Bala Chow mean?
Bella ciao means bye bye, beautiful girl.
Oh yeah.
Good question. We may have practiced that answer though.
Yeah, that's true.
I know. Do you remember the year of the solar eclipse? Or was it a lunar eclipse?
It was a solar eclipse.
Okay. Do you remember the year?
One moment. Maybe era a long time passed.
Quick,
Let's say around
everyone,
2002, 2001, something like that.
I mean, I don't actually know when the last solar eclipse was. And
I thought you were going to start rattling off all the eclipses.
No, I
and
know.
was gonna be
I
really
was like,
impressed.
Yeah, that
I was
would be
kind of
good, wouldn't it?
hoping she'd be like, I don't know. Anyway,
When you
my
slept
tactic
in
is
the
trying to trick people.
bathroom, That's what. When you slept in the bathroom at the hostel, was it a unisex bathroom or a male or female?
Female bathroom.
It's not really relevant. I'm just trying to see if you were lying.
I know. You're up with all the details.
Did you catch which way the eyes went, Quill?
With the eclipse, Susanna, what was it that gave you that epiphany?
Because when there is a solar eclipse, suddenly becomes dark and all the animals are ready to go to sleep. So it's like to be in the night suddenly, and all the animals, I don't know how to explain it, they start to do their songs of the night. And then after, maybe 1 hour, something like that, and everything is finished and is passed.
Awesome.
All right, let's have a bit of a guess now. Or were you going to ask a question, Quill?
I do. I have a question.
Go.
Did you, before you started studying science, did you work in something else or did you go straight to science from school?
From school, I went, interestingly, to computer science. And after 6 months, I understood that I wanted to study physics.
Okay.
And
well, let's.
Sorry, I was just going to ask. So, what were you doing in Mongolia? Was it lecturing? Were you a guest lecturer in Mongolia?
Yes.
Okay. And which part of Mongolia were you?
Ulaanbaatar. It's the Ulaanbaatar. Sorry, maybe in English it's Ulaanbaatar.
Okay, I have my suspicions about the solar eclipse.
Okay, no worries.
So I'm just,
Yeah.
So I'm wondering
you
about.
don't all have to agree. You can choose whichever one you want.
So I'm wondering about the age you would have been when the solar eclipse. You said 2002, which would put you at the same age as I am, around the same age as I am. So I'm just wondering if you didn't go straight into then, which you said 6 months is not very long. So I'm thinking that's probably maybe a bit late to have said that was when you.
See, I'm kind of
studying.
thinking they're talking about solar eclipses lasting for an hour. I don't know that that's 100% true. I'm pretty sure they only last for like 10, 15 minutes, right?
It's a lot of holes in that story.
Yes.
So there are some like there was one in the middle of the 2000s. I went up to Cairns to see it, and not the totality is that's like 14
That's
minutes
true.
or something like that, but the whole
That's
thing
true.
where it starts to
Okay.
confuse animals as well.
Okay. No,
I
okay.
actually saw the thing that Susanna was saying where they start to like sing their night song and stuff. It was really cool.
Nice.
But I was already doing physics, so I didn't choose to do it then.
Also, you two have spoken, so you might have
We have indeed.
put your heads together.
If we get it right, could Susanna sing the song that she sang? Please?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
I'm gonna go
Double
with
or
the. All right, I'm gonna go with the mountain. Getting stuck on the mountain.
Maybe it was a Mont Saint Michel.
Mont
Mont
Saint-Michel.
Mont Saint Michel.
Yes.
Okay,
was
so
it-
that's you, Joe. You're going
Okay.
number 2, the
Mont
Mont Saint-Michel.
Mhm.
What about Quill and Stuart?
I think that there's a bit of something in the timeline about the epiphany of the eclipse. So I'm going to go. That's the lie.
Yeah, I might be with the eclipse.
They
Actually.
doubled down
Okay.
too hard on it though, so I don't know.
Can I answer?
Oh, here we go. Before we do this, I would like to bring in a comment from an astronomer. This is Vanessa Moss. There you go.
Ooh.
There you go. This is
The totality.
Right. Yeah, because we had a lunar eclipse
Cool.
a couple of months ago, and I remember that one lasted for a long time.
Yep, that's right. Solar
Interesting.
eclipses as well. There you go.
Oh, do I want to change my answer now?
How about double or nothing? You
Nah,
sing
I'm
if
sticking
you
to
get
my
it wrong.
guns. I'm sticking to my
Yeah. Okay, what do we say? We're going to say Joe says Mont
Mont
Saint-Michel.
Saint-Michel.
Quill says solar eclipse. Stuart says solar eclipse.
Solar.
Okay. Can you tell us, Susanna, which is the lie?
Drum roll.
The solar eclipse. Because
Yeah.
I saw it. I saw
said
it.
it.
So now I don't remember exactly how long it was. I mean, in total, not only the total eclipse, but I was already studying physics.
Yeah.
Actually, I almost finished my degree in
Yeah, that's
physics.
what I thought.
Nice.
Yes.
Fantastic.
I think that calls
Yeah.
for a
Should've stuck
duet.
to my gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was excellent detective work. I love that.
Well done.
But
Fantastic.
it does bring me to a question of, in the final ceremony of a short course where you lectured in the University of Mongolia, like what was the conversation where they say, all right, now it's time for Susanna to sing a song in Italian? Like, how did that go?
Yes, because they have this tradition in Mongolia that, usually at the end of short courses, there is always a ceremony where certificates are given to the participants. And in this case, they brought us in a very beautiful place on the mountains, and they did a sort of ceremony. So we had an incredible meal, Mongolian meal, and then each of us had to sing a song in our language, in our mother tongue, let's say.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
It was
Were you warned?
culturally.
Were you warned about the singing
No.
of the song?
No. No, I had no idea.
Wow.
But it has been one of the most beautiful travels of my life. I really recommend to go to Mongolia.
Oh,
I'm just trying to
fantastic.
think what we would sing.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you go there,
Yeah.
you've just got to think of a song beforehand.
They have a lot of singing in their tradition. Yes.
Mm.
Yes, they are nomads.
Sounds
They
fun.
sing.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So again, okay, so there's other questions I have.
Some questions.
Yeah. So when you got to Mont Saint-Michel and you found out that you did not have a place to sleep? Is that
No,
right?
we simply lost the last train to go where we had the accommodation booked.
Yeah, right.
So we had to. Luckily, we found this place to sleep. Yes,
How many
it could have
places
been
did
worse.
How many places did you try before you landed on a toilet?
Everything was closed, and Mont Saint Michel. I mean, it's not a great. I mean, there is not much going on. So it's a small village. I mean, apart from the monastery, okay, that is in the island, but the village of Mont Saint Michel is very small. So actually, it was, if I remember correctly, it was the only thing we found open. Yes.
How many of you were in the toilet?
Four of us. We were 4 girlfriends, and we were traveling Europe with our backpack.
I mean, you have a story now,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, that trip was full of stories, but you know, it's good. So travel around the world when it's possible.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And did you actually get any sleep that night?
Oh, very bad. Very bad.
Oh, that's so good.
The last question I have about all of this is where was the solar eclipse that you saw? Was it the one in 2002?
I don't remember exactly the year. I think it was 2001, 2002. It was in Rouen, in France, north of France. Yes. It was very dramatic. One of the most beautiful things I ever seen in my life.
Yeah. They are incredible.
Yeah.
Has everyone seen a solar eclipse before? Have you all seen one?
I think I've seen a partial one.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one in the early 2000s when I was in the UK, but typically with the UK, it was cloudy at that day.
There's one in Australia coming up in 2028. Is that right?
It is. I think it is the 24th of
We've been looking this up.
July.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, and it's going to come through Sydney and of course through Wollongong. Kimberley's, Sydney, Wollongong, and then across to New Zealand.
Wow.
And,
Awesome.
Yeah. It's going to be
yeah,
great.
so we'll get
Gonna get
totality here.
Cool.
It's going to be
And
good.
hopefully a whole bunch of young scientists inspired to study physics after seeing it.
Yeah.
And we might be out of lockdown by then as well. So.
Yeah, possibly.
Fingers crossed.
Any other questions about those truths and lies before we move on to our last round?
I do
No?
have a question. Did you
I'll go
actually
first.
have an epiphany that made you want to study physics? That's a true epiphany? Or
Uh,
was it just a slow
No,
process?
I always enjoyed the STEM in high school, and I had a great teacher. As many of us working in STEM, I had a great teacher, a great role model, and that really inspired me. But then when at uni, I studied the nuclear physics, and then the last subject of one of my last subjects, I did the medical physics. I studied a subject called medical physics, and that blew my mind. And I did understand that I would do medical physics in my life, which is the application of physics to medicine.
Awesome.
Nice.
I think that is a lovely segue into our last round, which is you can ask that. I've just stolen this from somewhere else, but please ask a question of Susanna about her work and what she does. This, like, I'm going to have to shut up because I've got 1,000. Please go crazy. And if you're in the chat and have a question too, please ask your question. Because I'd love to hear what you guys think. Go for it.
Okay. Susanna, I would love to hear more about your work with the capsules, the space stuff. Because
I was going to
who
ask
doesn't
that.
love space, right? It's
And
amazing.
listen this time, Stuart.
Pay attention.
Yes. Next time in first row in my seminar, and then I ask questions. No, I'm an expert of radiation physics simulations that we use to solve, let's say, theoretical problems, including doing calculations of radiation protection of astronauts in missions to Mars. And yes, so I had to study different shielding solutions to adopt in transfer vehicles to Mars, study at the Center for Medical Radiation Physics of the University of Wollongong. We developed a new sensor for radiation protection of astronauts invented by distinguished Professor Anatoly Rosenfeld. And I basically lead all the simulation, all the radiation physics simulation work in order to characterize and improve this detector technology. Yes, so this is the work around the capsules. So it's a radiation protection of astronauts, because cosmic radiation is a very hazardous for the health of the astronaut, and radiation can really produce acute effects like radiation sickness, even death, or produce chronic effects like cancer.
Because it's one of the biggest problems we need to overcome to be able to get people that far away from us, right?
You are right, Joe. Yes, the one of the biggest problem is to protect astronauts adequately, because based on the current career limits of, for example, the European Space Agency or NASA, a 3 years mission to Mars would give it to the astronauts a radiation dose that is higher, or at the limits, or higher, I would say, with respect to the current career limits of the astronauts.
Right.
So this is really a problem to the human exploration of Mars.
So it's going to stay a robot planet for a bit longer.
Yeah, I think, yes, a human mission to Mars is envisaged in about 10 years, so for the next decades. But my impression is that maybe it may take a little bit longer. And in the meantime, we could also focus to build a permanent astronauts base on the moon, which
yes,
that
would be so cool.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
So here is a question from our audience. What is the best and worst thing about your job?
So my job is very multifaceted, let's say, because I do teach, I do research, and I do public outreach, and I do governance. Okay, so the best thing is that I find the best thing is to inspire. I think I like to inspire students, and I hope that I'm helping them to facilitate them in their career, and this is the best thing. Of course, I love my research, but I really value the impact that instead I can have in other people's life. The worst thing, endless meetings. I lead a project based at CERN in Geneva, where I lead the effort of about 50 scientists in all in all the continents, and I have meetings 10 p.m., 1 a.m., 2 p.m. and I need to be switched on. So I need to say intelligent, smart things at 2 a.m. and I find it difficult. So meetings, I don't like meetings. I spend almost half of my day in meetings.
and half your night.
Yes.
Wow.
You said you're doing some training of astronauts. Did I hear that correctly before?
I don't do any training of astronauts. No, I try to develop. I do studies to see which is the dose given by radiation in the interplanetary missions. Yes, this is what I do.
So that's where you use the plastic water, right? To kind of
okay, yes, we can. Plastic water. Yeah, my research spans from radiation protection to radiotherapy.
Right.
So how to improve a radiotherapy treatment. And actually, the plastic water is this material that we use when we want for quality assurance measurements, because we want to make sure that the X-ray beams give always the same dose with the same parameters to cure cancer.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But plastic water is yes, it's what we usually use to substitute the water, or let's say the human tissues.
Right. So you don't kind of fire radiation at humans.
Cool.
Good.
We adopt
Good.
the Alara principle.
Yes.
Radioactive.
That's
man,
good to
right?
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
there
cool.
is a comment. My favorite excursion in school was at Ensto. I'm
That's a fun
happy
place.
to hear that. Yes, I'm happy to hear that.
Any other questions?
I'm really stuck on this plastic water thing. What is it
I
actually
know,
made
yeah.
of? Is it like a polymer or something, or what is it?
Yeah, it's a plastic made of carbon, oxygen. There is some hydrogen.
Yeah.
So it's a composite like that. And there are various trademarks of plastic
Oh, yeah.
water.
Of course.
You can, yes, but then you have to, depending on the beam that you have, that could be an X-ray beam or a proton beam, you have to study which plastic water is better for your specific case to
Yeah,
represent
right.
water. Yes.
And that's all about what its composition is, I'm assuming.
Yes,
Each one.
it's
Yeah.
based on the composition. You're right.
Is anyone else imagining like this water person
Yeah.
walking around with laser beams coming
Yeah.
out of their eyes?
Yeah. It's like you saw into my brain, Quill.
Yes.
Yeah. I have another question. You said, Susanna, you said you worked at CERN, right? I think to
I
every.
did my PhD there. Yes.
No, okay. So I think to every nerdy person, that's kind of like, oh, amazing. What's it like there?
Look, as a nuclear physicist, I mean, I was there as a technical student. I did my master thesis there.
Mhm.
I've done my PhD there, and I did my first postdoc year there.
Wow.
I mean, I still work. I lead the project at CERN, so
Mhm.
I still work at CERN, even if I'm in Australia.
Yeah.
But it's great because it's an effort. It's an international effort. And when you go there, you work really with the people from all the other parts of the world. And, especially for us European, that we are, I'm Italian, we are very different within 100 kilometers one from each other.
Yeah.
Let's say that gives really a sense to be part of the European community. And then also by an educational point of view, I mean, I had the opportunity to have seminars by Nobel Prizes, by Stephen Hawking.
Wow.
I met Kofi Annan, I met
Grief.
Tim Berners-Lee, the development of the World Wide Web. So I met really incredible people. I met the president of the Italian Republic at the time,
Oh,
So yeah, I met a lot of people. So it's incredible place. It's a really
yeah.
very powerful. I think it's very powerful, especially when you are a student, because
Mhm.
you absorb all the science, you see all these personalities that at the end they
Yeah.
inspire you. But guess what? At the end, I really needed a break.
And then you went and
Yeah.
slept on some bathroom floors, right?
No, and actually that's how I came to Australia, because I met a professor of the University of Wollongong, distinguished Professor Anatoly Rosenfeld, and we talked, and I knew that, and I saw there were opportunities to come to Australia, and actually I said, guess what? When I do have another opportunity, to go to Australia. So actually, I came to Australia in 2007, and I had the job at Ensto for 2 years.
Yeah, nice.
I was a postdoctoral fellow there. And then I moved to the Uni of Wollongong, and I love Australia. And I think in my job, I'm very lucky because I get the best of both worlds. Australia, let's say, and also Europe. I go often at CERN, okay, and yes, and my research is based at CERN, and that's good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
One of the things I love about CERN is that, like you said, it's a huge international effort, but they really appreciate the amount of inspiration that they can influence. Like, they understand that it is a huge project and people get really excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I really appreciate that, and that's why I think science centers are a really good idea. That's why I think people who go out to the community and talk about science are a really good idea, because they're kind of doing the same thing as LHC does, and they get it too. NASA's the same, Questacon is the same. Like they really
Outreach is
just get it.
important. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
It's
so
pretty
we've probably got time for one more question. That's either from someone online or one of you significant figures, and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay, so and it's going to be an astronaut capsule related one. So
he's got his pen in his hand. He's taking notes.
Yeah. So I recall, was there different types of capsules to try? Was that something to do with getting to Mars? Was there one type of capsule to get us to Mars, and then a different type of capsule to get us further out, say to Jupiter? Was that?
No, I studied only the transfer vehicles to go to Mars, and they are, the ones I studied are, they have an inner core that is rigid, and then they have a sort of inflatable balloon that inflates us, and that is the habitat of the astronauts. And then there is, again, there is a water equivalent plastic material, like also polyethylene that you find in your plastic bottles, okay? And there is a multi-layer structure with different materials of this inflatable balloon. And then the inner core, there is a water equivalent wall that protects this inner core, where the astronauts should go in the case of a solar particle event. Because solar particle events are these emissions of particles from the sun that are unpredictable. And the astronauts would have a radiation monitoring system. And when there is a solar particle event, they have to go into this shelter. Because otherwise they can have a nausea, vomit, or radiation sickness, or even die, okay, if they are invested by a solar particle event. So these are the only transfer vehicles that I studied. And then they are also studying the opportunity to generate a magnetic field around the transfer vehicle to shield the astronauts from the incoming particles, because a magnetic field would divert the cosmic particles that are charged. For who loves physics, it's the Lorentz force. So the particles would be diverted. So this is the only one that I studied. But in general, you have to know that the robotic missions, usually the capsules are all have a structure in aluminum. This is the common thing. Yeah. In simple terms.
Yeah.
Okay,
awesome.
everyone, I appreciate your time so much. This has been excellent. We're going to wrap it up very soon. I had a comment from someone earlier. I didn't display it, but I think it's a pretty appropriate comment to display now. It's that one. So thank you so much. Before we log off, there's a whole bunch of people here that do amazing things in Science Week and out of Science Week. So I want to give them the opportunity to talk about the things that they do, the pluggables, right? So where can we find you? Susanna, where is there somewhere where we can find you or find more about what you do?
So I have a webpage, a scholar webpage. If you check my name, even Susanna, I'm the only one of the University of Wollongong. I do have also a Twitter account. Yes, this is how you find me. Pretty easy.
Excellent. Joe, tell us plug yourself. Where do we find you?
You can find me on social media. So I've got a Twitter account and a Instagram. Both are at Joe Matrix, JOHMATRIX. And yeah, do a whole bunch of stuff for Science Base, which Stuart, I think, is going to talk about.
That's a perfect opportunity for you. Stuart.
Easy, yeah.
Where do we find you?
So sciencespace.com.au, hands-on interactive science centre, planetarium, science theatre, STEM zone. Obviously slightly restricted at the moment, so like everybody else, we're online. So we're operating virtual science space, and Joe and the team are doing an amazing job taking science space into schools virtually right across the country. They were in Melbourne just yesterday. So that's what we do.
Awesome.
Quill, where do we find you?
Yes, so you can check out, and this is, I think, really important, is it's almost the end of Science Week, but there's so much, like, keep going. It's not the end of science. So I think especially for parents, if you're at home with your kids and you're looking for some science stuff to do, I'm the education manager at Physics Education. That's physics with an F, so fizzy like fizzy fun. So FIZZICS. So check out our website. We've got heaps of free experiments. They're really well outlined, so you can do lots of cool stuff at home as well, using stuff you probably can get at the supermarket. So keep science going and keep having fun, because I know it's not so easy to keep it all going at home. So that's hopefully a good resource for everyone to check out.
And lastly, I am at STEMpunk podcast. Significant Figures is a nationally funded Science Week event, which will be uploaded on YouTube instantly and released as a podcast for STEMpunk, which is my podcast, like I said. And I just want to finish by saying thank you so much to all of you. You are fantastic. You are spectacular. There's a reason it's called Significant Figures, because that's what you are, and I love it. I really appreciate your time, and happy Science Week. Thanks, everyone.
Happy Science Week!
Happy
Yay!
Thank you.